When people tell you they can't do something, don't try to talk too much about it or tell them. Show them results. In as much as you are trying new something, challenges definitely come with it. There were times that I almost gave up on this dream. All these waste, majority of us don't like seeing it in our environment, but we don't care or know where these wastes are ending up.
Plastic pollution is one of the problems faced by our ecosystem. In 2015, the world produced about 350 million metric tons of non-biodegradable waste. Unlike green waste or other forms of waste, plastic waste do not decompose, and as such to take about 400 years to degrade due to the chemicals they contain. Researchers have made it clear that our planet Earth cannot cope with the amount of plastic waste it produces, and as such something must be done about it. This has kept the entire globe on its toes, trying to educate and sensitize countries, nations and individuals on the need to reduce, reuse, recycle plastic waste. It's on this premise that the Nigerian innovator Adejoke Lasisi decided to turn plastic waste into productive use. And today we highlight our efforts into making the world a better place by turning waste into wealth. My name is Margaret Opera and this is Spotlight.
I grew up in Ilesha. So my primary school, my secondary school was in Ilesha then. I later furthered my education to Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. So where I graduated with BS Economics. And after that, I went for my youth service in Abuja, where I served with Federal Road Safety Headquarters and played basketball for Abuja as well, did some activities. Then when I came back, my mom was Adejoke, so I was born into it. So it's something that I've been doing since I was 9 years old. I've been weaving very well. But at that time, I don't like seeing dirt in my area, in my environment. I don't like all these wastes around. So I was like, what can we do? All these wastes, majority of us don't like seeing it in our environment, but we don't care or know where these wastes are ending up. All we know is that we don't just want this thing where we are. So sometimes my mom will be like, go and throw it in the drainage in front of us. When rain falls, it will carry it away and go and pour it in the river very close to us. Sometimes my mom will be like, let us pack it together and burn it. And I believe that so many community, that's what we usually do. So later on, when I started weaving Adejoke, I was like, okay, I'm making money from this Adejoke. I am helping people because I believe that employing people to the work and training people, this thing, I've been using it to help people with this. How can I, because when you look at circular economy, the 3 P's of circular economy is people, planet, profits. I was like, I'm helping in terms of people, I'm making positive impact in the community. In terms of profits, we are making money. What about the planet? How can we do, as in this thing that we are doing, at the same time help our planet? So we're like, okay, all these waste that people just throw around, burn them, how can we make something good out of these things? So initially we started with different nylons, but I was like, okay, most of all these poly bags, all these nylon, people still reuse them, unlike pure water sachets. When they drink it like this, in less than 1 minute, you can drink 2 pure water sachets and just throw it away. Even if you don't finish it, it's not something you can keep inside your bag because the water will pour away. Unlike the PET bottles, those plastic, you can still keep those plastic inside. But that is the most useless nylon that people feel as most useless. something that will not amount to anything. So we now started taking them off the landfill, off this drainage. We started doing something good with them, like cutting them. For instance, now this is our shopping bag. It takes about, the small one, 60 pure water nylon to make one shopping bag. So that's how we started Planet 3R with the skill that we have at Adejoke Lasisi, the weaving skills. Then we now started using it, the weaving. We started weaving those wastes into beautiful products. Steps that I took in letting people really like buy into the vision, like accepting it, because aside from there were challenges trying to turn this thing into products, even trying to weave it initially. It was not an easy one. You know, we would like do it to be like, okay, this thing, let's try to cut it into 6. Okay, it didn't work well. We'll note it down. Okay, the process. Okay, let us cut it into 8. Okay, we're like, okay, this is getting to what we really want. We like this. So eventually, we got the right product that we want, like the right quality, the right size. But for people to buy into the vision was a whole lot of work on its own, especially my mom. You know, my mom always supports me in this weaving and everything. But, you know, when we started it, my mom was like, this thing is not working. This thing that you are doing, don't even bother yourself again. I was like, Mommy, don't worry that. We'll try to make this thing. You know, I didn't feel discouraged. And one major thing that I always tell people is that when people tell you they can't do something, don't try to like talk too much about it or tell them. Show them results. The result will speak for itself. So when eventually when it now came out, we was like, wow, this is really nice. This is what we're talking about. Like she now like it, and she now started advocating and telling people about it that, hey, my nylon pure water down. As in, don't throw away this nylon. Adejoke will need it though. As in, I was like, so this is so simple. Like this is how life works. So I was like, okay, we need to talk to people. So we started advocating. We started going to schools to make sure that we create awareness, to let people understand the need for not throwing their wastes away, things that they can do with it, and segregating their waste as well, like putting it in different places. The recyclable ones, the ones that are not recyclable, separate them. So that's why we have people now that don't bring their waste to us. So one of the things that we make sure that we tell people is that, make sure that aside from having this clean environment, be mindful of where those wastes will end up. It's very important. Let us treat our planet well so that the planet too will treat us well. It's very, very important. So we now did a customer survey later on, whereby we called up to like potential 20 customers. So we were able to understand what they want through their feedback. They want something colorful, that they don't care if it's made from pure water nylon or if it's made from old cloth. So far, it is beautiful. It is a unique product. They just want something nice. They just want a good product. And that was it. And we now make sure that, okay, we now start using the beautiful colors to combine with the nylon. For any transformation to occur, there's always a process. So the first thing is that we source for these raw materials. That's the most, because if you don't get the raw material, you cannot even make anything out of it. So we make sure that we go to, most of the time, individuals, they bring it to us. So people will call us, okay, they have this waste, please, can you come and get them? Then some people, especially pure water factory, they have a lot of leakages. So they usually like, this is stopping us. Like they are even so happy, like giving it to us. Sometimes we pay token for those things. Then sometimes we give them some of our products as incentives for those wastes that we get. So those are the things that we get. Like, so when we now get those wastes, we separate them, because sometimes yellow and black nylon, white nylon, pure water sachet. So we separate them into different types. So after separating them, you now look, okay, this is what we want to use. Let us wash it. So when we wash it, we disinfect them with all these hypo, Dettol, everything. So we make sure that we use these disinfectants to treat them. So we usually put it inside the water that we use to wash it. So that it clears off of all the germs that might have been on the nylon. So after doing that, we now spread it and dry them. So when we dry them for about like 2 to 3 days. So after drying them, we now shred them into like a thread-like. So when we shred them into a thread-like, so that thread, we now use it to weave the setup of the warp that we already set up of the loom. So we now use it to weave it. So after weaving it, it comes out like a fabric, like a clothing material. So the clothing material will now remove it from the loom. So when we remove it from the loom, so we now make sure that we cut them. We have templates of bags, of shoes. So we cut them into different shapes that we want to do. Then we sew them and then the product comes out. But in the space of that 2020, despite the COVID-19, everything that we're just doing it small, you know, even me, myself, I still do not believe the kind of impact that we've made from this, from just the little time, the short period, the size of the nylons and the ways that we've been able to collect, the number of people that we've been able to, we've imparted over 100 youths with these skills. We've gone to schools to speak to like over 5,000 students, secondary school students. We've employed people through these skills. And aside from that, you know, we've been recognized by federal government. We won the MSME Award of the Year 2020, overall award in Nigeria. We were one of the 5 young innovators nominated to Aso Rock by the President of Nigeria to come and receive an award in November 2020. We won the overall award in Africa Green Grant Award, which came with a cash award as well, and the plague. So even the MSME Award of the Year came with a brand new car. So all these things that we've been able to, even this year alone, there's some awards now line up that I was just thinking that 2020 was like, 2021 is becoming like, even, you know, the kind of recognitions, the interviews, as in like so many places that our work has reached. So people have been calling us from different places, UK, US, Canada, different places that our work has really reached. And so many people are interested in partnering with us to come and train their youth in their community and women in their community. So it has really, you know, it's not something, I would say that I'm not even ready for the kind of exposure that is getting. Like me, I was just like, let me just be doing it small, and like God just shine his light on it, and yes. The things that I always like encourage people is that they should not look at the fact that the challenges, because in as much as you are trying new something, challenges definitely come with it. So, but I always tell people that look at challenges like an exam. When you see it as an exam, put all your best into it. Once you're able to overcome that stage, that exam, you move to the next level, to the next phase of your life. And it might be so tough at that time because it's something new. You are writing an exam, it's not as if that you are repeating the class. You've never done it before. They want to test you on the things that you have been doing. So I just want to encourage people that have this, that are thinking about, that have seen a problem in their community and thinking about creating a solution to it. Probably something new that have not been done in their community, or probably someone has done it somewhere and they want to like do it in a better way. So they should not be discouraged, because especially people that love them we want to like turn them down because they are afraid of seeing them failing. People that love you don't like to see you fail. They always like want to protect you, that they save you they feel like they love you. They don't want you to fail. They don't want you to like break down. So they take you, they want to take you off that stress. Like, it's as if it's like a small child trying to like walk, and you don't want that child to be falling. So you'll be like, see, Kuku, sit down, let me tie you down. That child will never move ahead, will never know how to walk. So he's in that falling and standing up, that the child will not know that, okay, let me step it this way, and that is the way it works. So if you really like love people, let them just pursue that that dream that they have. Don't let us be afraid of them failing. If they fail, they will stand up again. I see it as part of life, because I see failure as part of success, not opposites. Because when I'm sharing my story, I usually share the failure too with it, the steps that I've taken. So it's actually part of it, because when I fail today, I know that, okay, I have a better way of doing it. So it is not the opposite of success. It is part of it. It's part of the things that will make you to get to that point that will not make you successful. So they should not just be afraid of failing, but just keep doing it, and they will get to that destination that they want to get to. There were times that I almost gave up on this dream. You know, something happened especially when I started, and we started doing it. All the products, even me myself, I cannot buy it. Because there's something I always tell people, that think like a buyer, not like a seller. Even me, I cannot put my money on it. And I was like, how can we do this thing to like make people like it, like love it? But I was like, this thing, you know, later on, I now thought, I've done something nice. This is very nice. They did not buy it though. People will just comment, wow, this is beautiful, this, that. They will not pay for it. And when you don't have paid customers, like you feel discouraged and everything. Before I now did the customer discovery and everything, and people were not really willing to buy it then, sometimes I would just be like, who sent me all this wala? Like, put all the nylons there, do the products. Even me myself, we now started carrying it out ourselves, like, let me shall be using it. I'll gift it to some of our staff that you too, let us be using all these ones that we've been able to do, because the things did not really come out in a very unique way. Then challenges came with the fact that logistics, you know, like eventually, even when we now got people that they were interested in using our products, to get some of our products to them has been very challenging. And sometimes the kind of work that comes out from it, the stress to go and get the nylons, to go and, as in the washing, everything, you know, sometimes I'll just break down. And there was a time like I cried, like I was like, what is this? Like, who even send me work? Why am I even giving myself wala? But anytime I just want to like think about breaking down or giving up, I just think about the impacts and the kind of people that this work is inspiring, for them to even come up with a greater innovation and something that will help our country as a whole, and even Africa at large. My name is Adejoke Lasisi. I'm the founder and creative director of Planet 3R. So at Planet 3R, we convert textile and plastic waste into eco-friendly products. We also empower young people and women, and I advise each and everyone to make sure that our idea is creating a solution to a particular problem in our community. It doesn't have to be in the old thing. Just start in your community, and before you know it, your local solution will be solving a global problem. I encourage a girl child to pursue to do more. I encourage the girl child to do more for the community, for the nation, for the globe at large. I'm an African woman. Thank you.